Okay, I've got the microphone on and I hope I am... Oh, hang on. I gotta double check. Yeah, I do have the mic turned on the other thing too, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Just gotta check and make sure I got the volume turned off on everything else. Otherwise we will get some kind of loop back, which we don't want. Don't want you hearing me 3 times in a row. Okay, Bree, just to say hi to all. Okay. Do your thing. And howdy to Joseph, and hello to the others that have joined us here on day 23. First thing you'll notice, of course, on the screen, it's we're looking at the original Volcano, Bob as they call him, and we're kind of in some rain and almost directly downwind from the smoke. So the view isn't the greatest there, but we will live with what we've got. Switching to some of the other cameras, the one overlooking all our little peaks here is right on the edge of a hill, I guess, and it's picking up some wind, shaking quite a bit. But when the wind dies down, I'm sure that will become a lot more stable of a picture. Almost makes you think that you're having an earthquake or something. But let's move to the next one and have a quick look. And I guess this was the flow cam, if I'm not mistaken. And we can see our 3 fissure mounds, if you will. So I don't know what they're going to call that middle one yet. I haven't heard. And hopefully someone today will be able to tell us if it's been named or not. That's great stuff. And we'll put you back on the original view here so we can see that. Okay. Now, I was looking at this picture actually just a little bit ago, and I'm kind of wondering, going, you know, how much is this thing actually risen? And I thought, okay, I'm going to actually have a look here. So in the, if I can make sure my whiteboard is working, yeah. In the background here, you'll see some ridge lines. Okay. And I'm going to clear those off so we can do some comparison. So if you note those ridge lines there, and I'm hoping that it'll clear a little bit more so you can see them a little better, but you see them there anyway. I'm going to replay a piece from day 1, so you can actually have a decent comparison as to where that is. So here comes the original footage from day 1, and then I will point out where those ridge lines are roughly. Let's let that play again here. We'll let it go through. Okay. So trying to get some of that smoke out of the way. So the whoop, oh, forgot to turn that on. All right. Anyway, if you look behind it, what I had indicated about those ridge lines, yeah, apparently this thing doesn't want to work on here, on this presentation. Maybe I have to remove it and repaste it or something. But anyway, it shows you how much this thing has actually grown and how full that valley is now. And you know, we're right back to it, so it gives you a pretty good idea. Welcome, Steve. I was just going over a little comparison from day one to now, and wow, is there a lot of lava in that valley. So, looks pretty good. And I thank all of you for joining in the stream here. If you haven't done so yet and you like what you see here and want to hit that like button maybe, if you're not subscribed and you want to see more in the future, you could also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. I noticed that it says about 80% of all viewers aren't actually subscribed, so but that's in the stats apparently. Okay, getting back to the volcano though, you know what I was saying about the definite increase in volume that's actually in that valley, and if it keeps at a slower pace, it will build much higher ground in there. But the flow will have to go somewhere eventually, right? So I still haven't seen or heard of anything really pushing out of the valley at the south end. So it would be interesting to see what happens there. So we'll throw it back on the shaky cam and see if that's improved. No, we're still rocking pretty good. And let's see. Yeah, good thing the smoke's going the other way, but doesn't do us much good when it's shaking like that. And we'll go back to the other Fissure view, I guess is what we call this now, or flow view. That should light up in a little while here if we have some streams of lava coming down that hill. So that's what I'm hoping for. It'll give a little bit more of a show. And hopefully it is flowing down here. But we notice that middle one has built up quite a bit since yesterday. So they're going to keep growing, I guess. Nice little volcanoes coming along there. So cool stuff. Where exactly is it located in Greenland? Kind of the southwest corner. If you want to, Galdingadalish is the location. Here, I'll paste it into the screen there because my pronunciation may not be writable. So, there you go. That's the name of the valley. So that gets you over there anyway. And it's not in Greenland. It's in Iceland. Just so you have it. And yes, you're welcome. No problem. And we're going to flip back to the other view here. RLC, welcome back. Nice to have you pop in. How's things today? Oh, don't be sorry, Steve. I mean, we all do that. It could have been one or the other. Personally, like I said before on the stream, Greenland should have been called Iceland, and Iceland should have been called Greenland. It would have made more sense, but it is what it is. Hey, Zeho99, welcome back. Nice to see you. How's the hot dogs? Okay, I see my bit rates going up and down like a yo-yo again today, so Marco. No, I didn't see you come in there, Marco. You snuck in. That's the problem. You snuck in. You need to walk normally. You can't like sneak in. But welcome, Marco 263. Rico, welcome as well. Greenland has volcanoes too. Yes, sir, sure does. No hot dogs today. I got steak and cheese. Oh, okay. Yeah. But I don't think that really happened now, did it? Greenland's population is, I think that's a lot less than Iceland, isn't it? From what I recall. Come on, bitrate, get back. Oh yeah, bitrate's back up there. Should be clearing up now, so we're good. Yes, actually, yeah, there's quite a few of them that are buried big time out there. So, actually, even Antarctica has a few volcanoes that are buried. So, yeah, it gets interesting. I see we're building up a fake news always falls flat. Yeah. I was going to say it looks like that little lava lake is starting to churn a little bit. Must be getting fed with a little bit more nice hot lava. That whole area, I would not dare to even step on that out in front of the volcano there. You'd be pretty hot pretty quick. I didn't know they went that far back, Rico, but I know the Vikings were all over the place a lot earlier than some people give them credit for, and you know, it's like if you're measuring in years, apparently at what was it, 790 or something, they were already in North America. So, you know, it's long before Christopher Columbus was even a dream, right? So, something to think about anyway. It's always when you have the guys writing the history are the ones that are the most popular at the time, I think. Not the most accurate, so. Mount Erebus and Mount Terror? Ooh, sounds dangerous. Ross Island in Antarctica, yeah. Yes, Rico, I do agree with that. There was a cold spell for a few hundred years. Definitely And it was actually very noticeable from what they say here in Canada as well. So it's interesting. You think the Kensington runestone was a Viking marker? I I don't know. Maybe it was. I actually haven't studied that as much, so I don't know for sure. Yeah, I can see that it would have been warmer. Well, they can blame them, but I mean, RLC, like realistically, back in the day when they first got there, did they have seismic equipment? Did they know about tectonic plate action and how the major plates on the world come together? They had absolutely no idea, right? All about plate tectonics and all. Who knows? But yeah, exactly, Rico. How would they know? No idea. Ace at the time, and yeah, I see my screen had dropped again. It's back up again here, so we're okay. Okay, Rico. Good afternoon as well. And take care. Thanks for stopping in. And all the best to you. Boo at some of the other views. And there we can see all four. We're starting to get a lava flow from second from the right there. Maybe that'll light up on one of the other cameras. We'll see that in a second. Yeah, we're starting to see it spurt out of the it'll see the bit rate like a yo-yo here for some reason. It does that once in a while. All of a sudden it'll start doing that, and then it'll be good for 4 or 5 hours. Absolutely no movement. It'll be solid, and then all of a sudden it starts going up and down like a yo-yo, like somebody else is turning something on that's sucking the pipe dry, if you will. So hard to get good internet service. So yeah, this is the view back to the three Fissure guys. I guess the second Fissure when it or well, we call it the first Fissure, the first volcano, and then we had the first Fissure open up, and so the mound furthest on the right is what that is, and they've nicknamed it Flow. Because it was flowing into the other valley next door. And then our cone on the left side there, I guess that's Sif. And he's not doing too much there. He's growing up to be a nice cone though. And then, of course, the new one that's in the middle, where we can actually see some lava flow coming out of it. That one is well. Yesterday, I think it was flowing the other direction. It looks like today it's trying to flow this direction. So it's definitely building up. and I assume in a day or two or three we'll have a whole. No, I don't know if they're draining that. That could be it. Have to change passwords or something. I should have about 15 megabytes up and 300 down. So running 2 streams on there should be about 7 to 8 going up, and apparently it doesn't seem to keep that. I don't know why. But let me see here. Yeah, it's coming back up. I do apologize for that, guys. It's I wish it wouldn't do that to me, but it could be. I'm gonna have to maybe change passwords or something and see if that clarifies things. Anyway, been on for a few minutes here, so for all those that have joined us, just wanted to say welcome. And if you haven't hit that like button yet and you like what you're seeing, please do so. And if this is your first time around, I have been streaming this since the beginning, so I do have a playlist on my channel that goes back to day 1. And speaking of day 1, we can throw a little bit of that on there, and just so you can have a little bit of a comparison. And what you're seeing now, of course, is what we've got right now, and we'll flip it to day 1 just so you guys can have a quick little boo here. Yes, RLC. If you want to post, that link, I'll give you a mod for right now, just for now, so you can post that link if you'd like, please. Thanks. I think that would be interesting. Anyway, looking on the screen, you know, this is back in day 1, so it's kind of like deja vu. Okay, let me flip it back to the other one, and there we go. So yeah, it is definitely grown a whole bunch. Hello David, and welcome. Okay, that's the map. All right, I'm gonna have a quick peek at it. I don't know if I can get it on the screen real fast, but we'll see in a few seconds here. So give me a few. Oh yeah, the danger map. Yes, I did look at that, and oh, this is a much clearer and nicer shot of it though. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of this for you guys, and I will bring it up. I'll leave the legend out, though, and that, because that will zoom our picture in just a little bit more, which was what I want to do here. So let's see what we can do. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting this picture ready for you so I can put it on the screen. And just gotta label it so I don't lose it. And then we should be able to get it on the screen for you. Just about there, guys. We'll have it for you in a second. Okay, we'll get it on the screen now, so. And then we can do what we need to. All right, it's coming. Just smooth on the trigger. Okay, we have it on there now, guys. So that's the new map as they show it. Oops. So if I can, I'm going to see if it'll let me draw on here. It may not, but if it doesn't, we'll just talk about it. Okay. Well, I don't think my whiteboard will let me. Nope, it doesn't look like it. Okay, that's unfortunate. But anyway, looking at the new map, so yeah, it's filling up down in the southern portion of the valley, which is kind of interesting. Well, that's actually, it's where it has to go, right? So, and we've got a lot more of an area covered now up on the northeast side. And it doesn't look like there's that much of an increase in the area, and pardon me, in the northeast valley there, Meridalis or Meridalia, whatever they call it. But yeah, that one looks like it really hasn't increased too much. So not bad. And it's interesting. I'm wondering if you know, they have a few more fissures open up. Would be interesting if that happens. So we'll see. We'll see. Who else came in? Smoking Joking. Welcome back. Anyway, we're just looking at the new danger map that they've posted. So I guess the outlined red outlined area there, that's the major area that things are able to happen in. Although I wouldn't be traipsing around out in the other lava fields either, but that should be all right. Okay. Let's see, gotta do a couple things. All right, want to throw that back on our volcano. We'll see what's cooking here. And well, that's doing that. Got some other things to do here. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it is. Sorry, I was trying to do a few other things here. So it is indeed. It's doing its thing. Let's see. Yeah, I wanted to flip through and hit the other cameras again here. So our shaky cam still has a lot of water drops on it. You'd figure with it shaking like that, it'd get rid of that water droplets. Oh well. And then we'll flip it over to the other one, and we see our 3 fissure cones on this one. Flow on the right-hand side and Sif on the left-hand side, and whatever they're calling the new guy in the middle. Okay. All right, RLC. I see what it says. Yeah, so the red box outline. Yeah, we can go back to that real quick. Red box outline is considered to be highly unstable and presents immediate possibility of opening up. They capped it, or they capped entry into the whole area at 9 p.m. tonight. Those already there will be allowed to stay until midnight, though. Okay. Yeah, shaky cam needs something. That's for sure. But yeah, that whole area, so yeah, they want everybody to stay out, and rightly so. I mean, that's the last thing you need is all of a sudden you've got, somebody being curious about a little bit of steam coming out of a spot, and things open up, and poor guy ends up down waist deep in a lava pool. I don't think that'd be having a good day, man. Oh, yeah, I'm just flipping back to the original view here, and that looks pretty cool. And back over to our shaky cam. Yeah, definitely still windy and definitely still raining, because you see the drops hitting it. Actually, there was something earlier that I was watching, and you can't really see it now, but it was on the the other view. Let me leave it here for a second. I'm gonna see if I can locate it on the other camera, because it was kind of a real weird phenomena, and I was just gonna mention it. So, okay, here we go. I think we can do this. But it was really foggy and stuff earlier, but you'll see what I'm talking about when it does clear up a little bit, when we can see the water. So anyway, let me go back over to the other camera here so you can see. Oh boy, no, that's going to be cut off on the bottom there. Okay, well, you can actually kind of see it. Down on the bottom where, right under the caption where I have the wording Icelandic volcano eruption, underneath there's a pool of water that has developed in there, and it's bubbling away, boiling, and you can actually see it kind of frothing up with the bubbles. So I don't know if you guys can actually see that down there. It goes pretty good. I don't know if my whiteboard will draw on there so I can point to it. Yeah, the stuff in this area here. So it's I guess the water that's flowed down the hill from the melting snow, and is now pooled up in there. So it's kind of neat. Just something I noticed earlier, and I didn't see that before. I always wondered, and there was enough water in there to actually start boiling, rather than just evaporating on contact. So that lava is a little bit cooler, and allowed it to fill up. And hello to Simone, and who else is in there? Ron L. Welcome. And anyone else that I see here? Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna flip back around to other views and get that guy back to normal. And so back to our 3 Fissure view. And so is there 4 fissures now? Ron, I don't know if you want to call it 4 fissures. I'll describe it the way I see it, and if somebody wants to correct what I've said, then okay. So we have our first volcano, Bob, as we called him, and then he would be off on the left-hand side and off screen in this particular view. Then we go over to the far right-hand side. That is supposed to be flow, okay, and that was the first fissure that developed after Bob. And then when we go to the pointy cone one, that is supposed to be Sif. That's the one that took out the Bob cam, if you will, and that flowed back into the original valley. And the third fissure mound that we see now is unnamed as of yet. I don't know what it is, and it's the third one. So I don't know if you want to call that 4. But now, having said all that, on the right hand side of flow, which is the one on the far right, and let's see. Oh, yeah, if you're looking at, I got the mouse showing there. I don't know if this area is what they're considering another one. So to me, this would be number 4 as far as eruptions, if you want to put it in that term, or fourth cone building. And I think this far side is just something that we've got left over. Ulf, call it Ulf. I don't know. I'm not the one who names volcanoes, but I don't want to turn around and take credit for naming Bob. Just because I wrote it on the screen once doesn't mean that's what it is. Ah, too much fun. I love it. Okay. You're welcome. I hope that is as clear as it can be. If anybody has any different news or something I missed somewhere there, by all means, do speak up. I am 4,000 miles away from the thing, so I can't be as accurate as somebody who's actually got feet on the ground, if you know what I'm saying. Call it the doctor. No, 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 Renell. Let's not. Hi, Bruno. Hi, Renell. Hi, Sue. Welcome to the channel. Great to have you guys here. And it's all looking pretty good today. They're calling the fourth one Ulf on the other ones. Ulf. Okay, Ulf it is. Oh, wow. So, how to make Icelandic people mad. Call it Ulf. I don't know. Is that Ulf Icelandic at least? Let's see, what was I going to do here? We'll get in here to do to try to alleviate pain. Okay, I'm gonna do that, and try to be as descriptive as possible here. And we'll do that. Okay. There's the names on the screen. I don't know if that works for you guys. Just a little bit of fun. It could be. Okay, it's for Icelandic for wolf. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Icelandic traditional food? I heard they like their beef. I hope. Yeah, well, technically, Ronald, it's basically the same Fissure, if you will. If we go back and look at that the map, and I wish I could draw on here, but you see the red basically openings there showing on the map. You know, you could pretty much draw a line through it and think, hey, there could be a fissure running that whole entire section, and of course it's going to vary because of rock density and all kinds of things. So it's not going to be exactly a straight line, but it'll be in there for sure. So Getting back to the other ones here. There's Bob again. Did you know two Foxtrot? Yes, actually, smoking, joking, I did see that. They were going over to past the flow cam, and I thought that was so cool. I didn't know my relatives were out there. Anyway, it looked good, and yeah, thanks for bringing that up. So there is a video out there, guys, that where there was a couple of foxes running across, and it looked pretty cool. But I'm wondering what the heck they're doing up there, because there's not a lot up there unless they're eating garbage from what the tourists left behind. Now that may be why they're there. Okay, yeah, if you haven't given it a thumbs up, guys, and you like what you're seeing, and by all means do hit that thumbs up button. Definitely helps me with the algorithms, if you will, and shoots things up a little bit for me. As well as if you like this content, by all means subscribe. I do plan on continuing to stream for at least another 7 days on, I want to go 30 days or 31 days at least. And if the action continues to stay solid, I may just carry right on with it. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Renell, that's the problem. It's the garbage that the tourists left behind, unfortunately. Yeah. They have to sneak into tents to steal their food in Greenland. Yes. Yeah, I've seen that kind of stuff there before. Who else is here? RD and AC. Welcome. Michael, welcome as well, if I said that right. There was another one. DrFox2000, welcome. Appreciate having you guys all pop in here. And I'll hope that we're doing what we need to do to keep things going. Let's throw it back on around the cameras a little bit. Okay. And here's shaky cam, and of course on shaky cam we can see all the four eruptions, if you will. So on the left side is Bob. Then the next one over, the nice pointy one, that's Sif. And I guess the now newly named Ulf. And then the far right is Flow. So that's pretty cool on that shot. Not Everton. How is the weather there today? Well, it appears it's raining quite a bit. It was snowing earlier, or trying to, but it's gotten to stay as rain for the most part. So we're actually kind of fortunate that it's not snowing anymore. It was really bad view when it was snowing. What am I missing? Let's see, how many fissures are erupting now? Well, we have the three cones that you can see on the screen. On like the really pointy one, that's just about center of the screen. Then you move over to the right hand side, you can see some lava coming out of that one. So those are all along that fault, and as you can see, that fault is actually up on a fairly high ridge. So and the furthest one over to the right side is Flow, and that was flowing into the valley that's in the northeast there. Meridalish or Meridale. Anyway, trying to bring up weather for Iceland. Reykjavik. Ooh. We'll see what we can see, what they've got there. No, they seem to be varying as far as the amount of flow. That's an interesting question, though. Like the far side, when flow started flowing, it actually had, I guesstimated at 4 to 5 meters per second, same as what was coming out of Bob originally, and and again, I'm just guessing. Hang on, we'll have to flip screens here and get a little different view. So when you see that, then you kind of go, okay, well, if that one was putting out the same, and then we had SIF open up, and it started growing great guns for a little while, and then later that night, everything had died down, and all of them had died out quite significantly. And since then, things have rekindled, and we are seeing the most activity from Flo, and Wolf is the newcomer there, cooking up a nice cone for itself. And this is all happening while Bob is continuing on building up. I don't know if he's still at a full 5 meters per second or cubic meters per second flow rate, but is probably very close. So, yes, actually, it is very interesting how quick Ulf has grown. Even Flow, we're starting to see things that are getting taller and taller and taller. Now, I was looking for some heights earlier today, and I'm not sure if they had things right there, but they said from the valley floor, it's 150 meters up to flow, and I'm not sure if that's what they were saying, because it wasn't Icelandic, and I don't translate that well. But anyway, it looked good. We do have a much larger mountain happening there, so as long as they keep building up, and even in the original area in the valley, that's pretty much full now, so it's going to build up some height. It's going to definitely build up some height. Welcome, Cyril. Oh boy, it's going to be Cyril Connie. Merci video. Okay, yes, you're welcome. And Joe, welcome as well. And Bayo. What part of Iceland is this happening? It is happening down in the south west corner of basically if you wanted there, if you Google Maps has the eruption or the location. If you want to mark it on a solid map, a little bit of an idea where to look once you get onto the map, but you should be able to find that in the southwest portion there near Reykjavik. It's not very far away. So and there on that map you can see where the volcano and the Fissure group has opened up. So the original volcano being the one on the bottom, and then the one on the very top of that red mark there, that's Flow. And middle one is Sif, and then you've got Wolf, the new one, just up by Flow. So that gives you an idea, and hopefully you guys can. Yes, actually, not Everton. You're right. Does appear to have grown a lot faster. Actually, I was going to put it back on the other camera here, this one, and we'll clear out the names so we can see them better. But yeah, they definitely southwest corner. Yep. How do you get lava back in a volcano? My God, this has got to be a joke. How? Or is it Michelle? I don't know. I always get confused how they say that. Well, um, Bruno, the live stream won't allow you to post a link, unfortunately. Um, so we're going to leave the links off for right now, but it's tricky to turn that on. Uh, Call Superman. Careful. Okay. It's like asking where does the white goes when the snow melts. Yeah, hey, how come the white disappears, man? I never could figure that out. It's all right. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna take a few minutes break. Stream will definitely stay running, so don't go away. If you haven't hit that like button yet, and you like what you're seeing, by all means, please do hit that. It helps out a whole bunch with the YouTube algorithms and stuff like that when you're building a channel. Also, if you are not subscribed yet, and I noticed in the stats that about 80% of the guys here that were viewing it weren't subscribed, but that's up to you. But if you'd like to see more of this content, by all means, do hit that subscribe button. Anyhow, I will be back in about 5 minutes or so. It's going to take a little bit of a break, and if the camera angles change, that's just me throwing variety in there for you. So fear not, I'll be back. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm back from my little break here, and looking back at the screen, and we see a little bit more activity out of the top of flow. It's shooting up pretty nicely on a few occasions. I don't see a heck of a lot happening out of SIF, and it's just a little bit of smoke coming out of there, and I'm wondering if that portion of the fissure is actually being kind of drained back into our new Ulf, as they call it, right in the middle there. And it's interesting. You swear you didn't just get up. Okay, that's a good thing. Hi, Kim. Hello, who is speaking? Me, DrFox2000, the host. That is who is speaking. You can call me Doc for short, rather than having to write the whole thing out. And if you do have a question, by all means, you can ask. Answers are not guaranteed. And no, you won't get your money back, even if they were. Everything comes with a 30-30 warranty. 30 feet or 30 seconds, whichever comes first. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea. And we do have a little bit of a sense of humor. So by all means, you do have a question, though, seriously, we will try to answer it. If I myself don't know it, we will throw it to the general audience by all means. And we have some very smart people in the chat. Very smart people in the chat. So, plus also a lot of the local people, and me being here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, about 4,000 miles away from this interesting event, I feel a little bit more safe and sound, although I think my snow on the ground looks a lot deeper than theirs does right now. Saw a paper a couple days ago, the timing between maximums, you can tell by the viscosity of the lava. Okay. Terran Fro, did they say when the maximums would be, though? Do they have any timing on that? That's what I was more interested in. Yeah, basalts, this is same as pumice, no, a little different. Okay, the ejecta or lava is they're saying it's about 80, just a little over 80% silica, about 12 to 15% iron, and then the rest is a mixed bag of the other minerals and elements that are out there. So I don't know exactly, what all else could be in there. I don't think there would be a heck of a lot of gold in there. If there is, it's spread out pretty good. Okay, what else is there? If you add up all the lava flowage, what is the grand total per flow? Okay, that we're not 100% sure of anymore right now. Now, we know Bob originally had just over, he was flowing between 5 and 6 meters per second. So even if now, which he looks like he's probably a little bit under that, so I'm probably going to guess at 4 meters per second out of there. And if you have an additional 2 meters or meter coming out of flow, and another couple meters out of Ulf, you might be out to 9-10 cubic meters per second. And that's just ballparking it. And that's still relatively small in comparison to their previous volcano back in 2010, where I think there was reported at slightly over 15 meters per second flow. Hope that helps for that part. Okay, well, it's basically, I don't know if we want to call it multiple fissures, but vents within a row. And I think it's really one great big long fissure, and it's just happening to spurt out at different locations. Because this is all fairly high up on a ridge, and that to me was a little bit surprising that it was further up and that it wouldn't have gone down in a lower point. But then again, if you do some of the math there, the lower point's got more pressure on it, so it may be harder to get up through there, and maybe easier path to go up in the taller section. Who knows? Basalts usually come from 20 kilometers down and deeper, which is the kind of fissure eruption that can last decades if Mother Nature allows it. And yes, I will agree with that. That is basically we're getting this stuff from deep down, right from coming all the way up through the mantle, right? So not sure how far down it's actually coming from, whether it is 15 to 20 kilometers down. Still, the flow rate varies, and as you said, it can run for decades if Mother Nature allows. Now, again, that everything is dependent. Mother Nature is the one who's calling the shots, right? So if she's got a bad day and something burps on the other plate and pushes everything together, and it could shut off the venting really quickly. So it's all a little bit of wait and see, no matter what we do. So that's always the way it works. Explain the names to you. Okay, we'll run through it again. And again, I'm not the one who named these things. The original volcano, of course, was Bob. And this is not to offend the Icelandic people, but that's what Gellingdalish. Oh boy, I'm sorry, just not coming out today. That's the Icelandic name there, so we just called it Bob. And so Bob would be off to the left-hand side and not visible on the screen. On the far right-hand side is what you have is called flow, and I'll throw that back up on the screen. I'll actually scroll on the screen here so you can see back corner is flow, and they're telling me that the new guy is Ulf, and these are not names I made up. This is what's out there. And this little guy down, the pointy guy on the bottom is oop, my mouse is not cooperating, is Sif. There we go. So those should be on the screen there shortly for you. Then you can see where the names are, and that's kind of the row. And then our original volcano was off to that direction over there on the side. And who's buying a ticket? Okay. Okay, I'm going to stay out of that conversation, I think. Ulf should be the devil's grotto. Okay. I think Ulf stole Sif's flow. I know that sounds bad, but well, I guess that's the way it is. My punny for today. Okay, I'm just trying to catch up on the chat here, guys, and see if I missed. Yeah, flow was definitely just what do we call it? Just a pile of rubble. But I am actually surprised, though, that it did build up the fissure right up on top of the ridge rather than moving off to a little bit lower area. And even in this view here, you know, you kind of wonder why didn't it go off down here somewhere rather than up here on the ridge, right? And it's basically the whole thing is gone like that. And if, again, you know, you point that direction, and that's where Bob is, over on the far left. So when you're looking at that, and I'm not sure how far that fissure is going to go off to the right side, that's to be debated yet, I guess. We'll see what happens in the future, though, but it does have a little bit of room to go further. So anyway, we'll clear that off again so you guys can actually just look at it. Okay, a path. Nick is a basalt, okay. He's a basalt flood expert from Oregon. Okay, yeah, in Oregon, that's Oregon and Washington. They have some very interesting basalt areas there, and the periodic table in which it came to be, and it's like a pinion point that stays in one spot, and everything seems to rotate around it. I'd have to look back and read back up on it, but it's really interesting in that area over in Oregon and Washington, and that's kind of the feeder for the stuff further to the east, of course, in Yellowstone, or, well, the bottom section of that would be the feeder, and it flows out that way. Let's see, who else is there? Desi Baby, welcome back. Luke Hudson, welcome. Could these vents open up or opening up cause a volcanic eruption elsewhere on the island, or are these vents like Mother Nature's pressure valves? Okay, well, the thing is there is not super amounts of pressure being forced out. So when you call them pressure valves, yes, to a degree, okay, and it's interesting that they flow at different rates and stuff like that. And there's a lot of things going on when we get into how a volcano actually works, and especially in an area where it's actually being two tectonic plates pushing together, creating the ridge, and then you've got all kinds of weird things happening there. Pressures of the earth are at play, right? So there's a lot involved in where that actually allows the lava to come up, and usually it picks small cracks, and if it finds one, it's going to exploit it. And of course, if it gets a flow going upward, it's going to keep going upward and make it happen. So hopefully that works. Could these vents, okay, what else? Yeah, and more or less they are Yes, that is the North American plate and the European plate. That's where it is running through Iceland, right in this area. This may not be dead on the fault, but it's not very far away if it isn't dead on it. So that is very interesting. Anyway, throwing back at some of the other views here, getting back to Bob. Things are getting a little darker, so we're seeing the glow a little bit better, which is nice. You're welcome, Luke. What else? What else is I'm getting a sore throat? I need to take a few minutes, so I will be back. And just before I leave, though, thank you all for coming and viewing the stream. I do appreciate all the thumbs up, and if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, please do if you can, and subscribe if you like, as there will be more content coming in the near future, like tomorrow and the next day and the next day. We'll keep her going for now. Anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Thank you. Okay, turn the microphone back on. Geldingadarle. Geldingadarle. Okay, I don't know if that's right. I thought they said Geldingadarlesh. Okay. Anyway, I'm back, and for those who are wondering who I am, DrFox2000. Just a Joe Schmo who's on here making a stream about the Icelandic volcanic eruption. We're on day 23 and having a lot of fun. I thought no, actually, yes, the plates are they're building underneath there, and but they are meeting there, so they do, in a way, push together and they upheave. But they're also building land there, so it's like kind of a weird sensation, I guess. But it keeps on building land. Like, just if you look at Hawaii as an example, and the large island of Hawaii, it's actually Hawaii and the whole works is moving to the northwest on that as the plate moves, right? And the hot spot is staying in a stationary spot, and it keeps on spawning new volcanoes underground and making land. And this is more or less the same with what's going on here, where it's building more land. So pulling apart, yes, yeah, but it's also building up, right? So that's the whole thing. It's as it pulls apart, it allows the goodies to ooze out, if you will. But there are certain pressures still within that, because that mass is being pushed, right? And I'm not sure what kind of, if there's a way that they can actually measure the pressure that's actually on there. Sutan, pulling apart, okay. Has anyone seen Tom? No, I haven't seen Tom. Going back here. Yes, I'm calling it Bob. It's easier that way, Kim. Thank you. Okay, thanks, RD and AC. Appreciate the like and subscribe. Let's see, Tom, not today. No, I haven't seen Tom today yet. Groundswell, yes, I guess we can call it that. Definitely is. Let's see if we can flip through the other views here, see if things have changed. Our shaky cam is still shaky, but we are seeing all four on there. So this would be our number one over here. This is, whoop, the screen moved. Number two here. And I guess I'm doing that. My bad. 3 and 4. Whoop. Bad writing. Okay, let me clear that off. We'll figure out what I did there. Okay, we'll flip back to the other one here, see what the Flo and Ulf and Sif are doing. And looks like Ulf is the one that is most active right now. Very interesting. I'm going to pop into split screen here for a second and see what I boo-booed up. Okay. All right. Need to. Uh-oh. I lost the feed. Which feed did we lose? Oh, no, feed came back. Let's go back there. All right, so we got that one back on a little bit closer. Okay, I'm busy trying to get some other stuff on the screen here, guys, so bear with me. And, I did want to do a comparison shot again, though, of what it was like originally. And volcano map we can turn off. And clean the whiteboard, and we'll show you what day one looked like in comparison to what we've got now. So big difference. And okay, so here's kind of the day one shot comparison. Here we go. So that's what it is now, and this was back in day one. As soon as this goes live for me, there we go. So a heck of a lot of difference in physical size of what the original looked like. This is baby pictures of Bob. So it looks all right. Anyway, yeah, there is gases coming out, but anyway, we'll put it back to today's view, and that's what she'd be looking like. So it's pretty good. It's grown quite a bit. I am not sure how tall it has gotten. It's definitely over the 200-meter mark from the bottom of the valley upward. So it may even be taller than that. And I know they were saying that the new ones, they expect them to grow up to about 150 meters, which is pretty big to be up on the ridge there, but who knows what's going to happen. Lava current, or the current lava level. Okay. On the other picture, you mean? Yeah, I can sort of do that. If we compare, let me go back over to the other one, and I'll draw it on before I go bring it live, so we can kind of compare. So get there, and this kind of shows the level of the lava, and the peaks. And I may be off just a little bit, so don't kill the messenger. And of course, the front area is all filled. This area, okay. So anyway, I'll push it live and let you look. You kind of see the outline of where this is. Now the yellow line is kind of showing where the lava now sits as far as height, and our volcano back there. So that gives you a kind of an idea anyway of you know, from day one to what it is now. So okay, cool. I'm glad you like that, Brooke. Welcome. And yeah, that's that's kind of the thing. Now we also have flow that came in from SIF on the left hand side of that, of course. So that is actually built up a little bit there as well. For just so we have a little bit more accuracy there. But that's kind of what it is, and I think that helps out with understanding a little bit. And yeah, this was good old day one, so we liked it. And we'll go back to present, which and yes, the camera is tilted slightly different and moved, but it still gives you a pretty good perspective of what we're looking at. So it's all right. Let's see if they brightened up on the other views yet a little bit. We see a little bit more activity there, but still looks pretty dark and dull on the Fissure cam, if you will. And let's see what the shaky cam looks like if the wind died down a bit. Yeah, it's still going. This one's going to light up pretty good at night, though, I think, on this the shaky cam, because it has a pretty good perspective of flow, as well as Wolf and Bob over here on our left-hand side. Little Sif is just a smoker. That's all he is. So yeah, kind of cool. And we'll put it back over to here. And I am going to take a few more minutes, guys. Voice is starting to get cracking here. So I will be back in about 5 minutes. I won't be far, but I will be back. But before I go, if you haven't hit that like button yet, please do hit that like button. And if you want to see more of this content, there will be more coming in the the future, tomorrow, next day, that kind of thing. And we're planning to go to at least day 30, if not longer, to kind of watch how this particular volcano grows and all its little fellow family members here of Flo, Wolf, and Sif. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Thanks for hanging around. Okay, guys, I turned the microphone back on, and welcome back to all the new people in there who haven't been in before. Appreciate you coming. And just so you know, I'm DrFox2000. Started my channel many years ago, but just getting into the streaming portion of it just recently. And I enjoy it. Don't mind doing a little bit of yakking now and again. Just so you guys have full understanding, I am not a geologist. I am an amateur geologist. I do go out prospecting for gold. I do understand, basic plate tectonics, things like this. Volcanoes are still a bit of a mystery to me, and a very intriguing one. And of course, it shows Mother Nature's massive power, and to renew the earth. It's just fantastic to see that kind of thing. So that's where my interests lie, as well as astronomy. And others may have noticed I have some drone videos on my channel as well. So if you're interested in things like that, the drones, and maybe some gold panning, sky watching, and astronomy, that's the kind of stuff that I jump into and I do. So old nugget. I'm an old nugget. I definitely feel that way sometimes. I still haven't found that nice nugget that I want, though. But it's always nice to put a little bit of dirt in the pan and wash it out, and all of a sudden have a quarter ounce of gold in there, and just in a few scoops of a little garden shovel, and your jaw drops, because it's a real good return. And I won't tell you where that place is, because I'm keeping it a secret. Anyway, so lots of fun. Anyway, enjoying the volcano. We are on day 23. This eruption being basically some vents coming up from the mantle, some 15-20 kilometers down below, and sending good clean lava up here, or magma. I guess it's magma while it's in the tube, and becomes lava when it hits the oxygen, I guess, or something. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, it does look awesome. Just going to flip through some of the other views here, see if they've lit up a little bit. And here we go. Looking at our Fissure view, if you will. So on the right-hand side, we have what was the first fissure, which was flow. That built up fairly significantly, as you can see. And then on the left side, the one that looks like a very pointy cone and is only smoking right now, that was SIF, and I guess they've named the new one in the middle ULF, UF or ULF. So not my names, guys. It's just that's what everybody else is calling them. So we're all cool. And I do like the flow that is coming out of there. I'm hoping it's going to light up a little bit more as it gets darker, and we do have a little bit of time yet. I did originally only want to stream for a couple hours, but since we're having fun, I might go on a little bit longer, like another hour or something. So you got lots of time to have a look and enjoy, sit back, relax, and you can ask questions if you have any concerns, and everything else should be pretty cool. Flying a jet back in World War II. Interesting. That must have been right at the end of World War II, because not too many people had jets back then. The Germans did. The ME 262. Okay, PBY and a Catalina. Floating boats. Those were good airplanes. You run out of fuel over the ocean, you're still okay. Ulf sis and stop cursing. Kim, that's not what that means. I didn't name them, thank you. Those were the names that other people have put on them. So I'm just going with the flow, guys. Just going with the flow. Hey, if you haven't hit that like button yet, I see it's at 95. Let's see if we can push that thing over 100, please. You know, I'm sure there's a few who haven't clicked it yet, and please do if you can. I'd like to see that go up. Thank you. Okay, my dad guarded the Enola Gay and the... Okay. Ooh, okay. Lane, that's a big boom that they had attached to it. And the boxcar. Okay, so that must have been when they were loading it. Put 1, 2, 3, 4 is enough for me. Yes, Peter. It's a lot easier to say that, definitely. So if we did that, so we'll go back to it. Let's see if my whiteboard will work here. And yeah, so we had okay, had to turn the mic off there. I sneezed, sorry. Okay, I was gonna put one. Where's my one? Why is my whiteboard not working? Okay, we'll clear it and see what happens. It's trying to draw on something else. I don't get it. All right, we'll figure this out. Anyway, from the left, it's Bob. In the middle there, the pointy one, Sif, the one with the fire coming out, Ulf, and then the far right-hand side, of course, is Flow. So if we go back to the other view here, let's see what we got. Yeah, so Sif, Ulf, and Flow from left to right. That should give you the idea anyway. A science teacher. Okay, cool. Studied nature and the skies. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things in the skies. Oh, okay, Kim. I didn't know that. A waist gunner on a B-17G Flying Fortress. Those were pretty big airplanes. That's interesting. Anywho, I'm still trying to figure out why this is not letting me. Oh, this one will. The other one wouldn't let me use the whiteboard. Darn. Don't get it. Okay. Got to work on this XSplit thing and try it a little bit more. Anyway, I'm going to put back the our original, no, not that one, this one. Our original Bob scene here for a few minutes, and I'm going to turn the microphone off for a couple seconds. I'm going to try to get a couple other things going here, and then we'll go back and do a slight comparison again, just so we see what the levels are from day 1 to today. You know, it being day 23. So back real quick. Okay, turn the microphone back on, and thanks for sticking around, guys. Appreciate that. Just flip screens there and put some numbers on. So one is Bob. Number 3, which is the next one in line there, that's Sif. Number 4, of course, is Ulf. And way over on the far right-hand side, number 2 is... and I know that's a kind of a almost upside down looking too. That's good old Flo. So Flo was the the first in the fissures when the fissure opened up on that ridge. And actually that fissure was actually quite a long way. So when you look at it, it was actually opened around where Ulf is now located as well, in there. So like when we originally seen it, and I did look at that video again this morning, and I should have loaded that up, but it did stretch for quite a ways, and I think it did include part of that area. So to have something develop or build up there really isn't a surprise. And it does look like we're getting a little bit of light coming from some of the other areas just over by Sif, a couple of lighter spots. So there may be some flow happening out of Ulf going back towards the other side into the original valley. So it's interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on it and see what happens there. So here we'll flip it back to the other view and push that live. So here's basically the three that are right on that fissure. So we'll see what happens, and I'm hoping that our Sif cone builds a little more, because that's got kind of a nice shape to it, almost like a pyramid, just like the volcano when you bring it up in the chat, exactly like that. So pretty awesome and cool. And let's roll back to whoa, wrong one again, this guy. So I'm going to push it back to Bob, and that's our wonderful original volcano. And of course it's grown immensely, and really large amount of lava. That valley did hold what was it, 6.4 million or 6.7 million cubic meters, somewhere thereabouts. And the valley is pretty much filled up now. So depending on what kind of height you're putting at that marker, right? It's definitely building up more and more, though. So we are going to see some outflow further to the south. And we can demonstrate that by the map here. If we get rid of those, hang on. What do I want to do? No, I don't want to do that yet. Actually, I was going to do the comparison first. So we'll do a quick comparison here. This is about where the lava levels are now. As you can see, it's from the original. This was day one. It's built up quite a bit, so that whole valley is pretty much full. And on the left-hand side, I drew a couple lines coming into it, and that's kind of where Sif flowed into that, just so you understand what that was. But yeah, that level is gone up quite a bit, and basically filled that valley up. So we're close to capacity, and I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so we'll push this one live here for a second, and I will load our map back up so we can see what it looks like, and that'll give you more of an idea. And let's see if we can draw on this now. Nope. Okay, I know what I need to do. I'm working on a couple things here, guys. Just hang in there. And Okay, will that work? No, still won't let me draw on that map. Darn it. Anyway, I'll push the map live here, guys. So you see, this is a fairly recent one that I guess came out today or yesterday. And the purplish area, of course, is all the lava that's come out. Your red dots that you see, the ones furthest south or down in the valley there, that's our Bob, of course. The next red dot up is Sif, and that was flowing back into the original valley. And then further beyond that, we have the new one, Ulf, and the furthest one to the top of the screen, that's Flow. And both Ulf and Flow, Ulf was flowing into both sides, I think, or pouring some lava back into that central little coulee there and building that up, but it was also flowing off into the valley into the northeast. So it's kind of neat to see, and that whole thing being right up on the ridge is very fascinating to me, because I originally thought, you know, that a ridge would be harder for the volcano to access or get to, but it seemed to be able to do that. And as we see here, these three are basically on the ridge, and Flow being on the right-hand side, Ulf in the middle, and Sif on the left-hand side. And off-screen, further to the left, is where Bob is. So this is looking at it from the northeast side, or towards the other valley there. Trying to think of the name real quick, but of course, trying to translate it to English. Meridalish. Meridalish? Yeah, I think that's close. That should be what it is. But anyway, that's what we needed. Thank you for graphics. Very okay, clear. Thank you. All right. Well, I try to do what I can with getting things through and putting it in layman's terms. I'm not always right. If you do hear me say something incorrectly, by all means speak up. I am not too proud to get corrected, okay? And in science, basically, the way we look at it is science itself is a process of self-correction. Over time, we get things right. So, got to keep hitting that hammer with onto the nail and making it happen. And I see my likes are starting to go up a little bit. Thank you very much, guys. And if you haven't hit that like button yet, and you like this type of content, by all means, do give it a shot. I will be streaming again tomorrow as well. It won't be during the day, though. It will be further in my evening. I am located in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We are in Mountain Daylight Time. So probably going to be about 5:30 p.m. My time locally. So and we'll try to run from 1 to 2 hours, pending the view of what we got. So that way we can see what's been happening during the day. If I can get a few snippets from earlier. And be able to show that, that'd be great too, so everybody can get a general idea of what's going on. I haven't heard anything further on St. Vincent today, so La Sauvière, I didn't see anything happening from that particular volcano, but I will be trying to figure out a little bit more info on it later. If we are experiencing a little bit of buffering, once in a while my bit rate goes down here. Excellent, Jolie. We'll see what we can do to help out there. If the screen starts buffering, yeah, just hang in there. It's like I say, it's the bit rate going for a little bit of a loop. and still haven't figured out why. But it'll run stable for sometimes 2 or 3 days, and then all of a sudden it's got a bad day, like it caught a virus or something. Who knows? Anyway, flipping around through the cameras, we'll see what we got on our shaky cam. Starting to show a little bit more of the glow of the lava, which is nice, especially off on the left-hand side there. We can see it coming out of Bob, and you can actually see the lava in the valley, and before that valley used to be very deep, so you weren't able to see it. So that's starting to be very interesting. So it's filling up that area, and we see some people down on the ground here and walking around. I know they're a little hard to see, but on the just down in the valley here, and I'm surprised they're there. So hopefully, maybe it's the cops chasing people out or something, getting tourists out of there, because that area is deemed unstable, right? So anyway, that looks kind of cool. Or is it they're setting up markers? What is that red thing? Oh no, that's a guy walking over on the right-hand side in the up near the front. He's just about off the screen. So okay, so interesting to see. Anyway, let's pop onto our original view here, and yeah, you can see Bob is starting to glow a whole bunch again, which is a really nice shot there. So you can definitely see that the flow hasn't stopped coming out of Bob, and it's going to probably just continue for a while at this rate. At least that's what I'm thinking. It's doing well. Maybe they got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Why, is there something wrong with the Johnson & Johnson one? Well, I heard that there's a bunch of countries that banned that AstraZeneca. So I guess, and that's what they wanted to give me, and I said, no, I'm going to hold out for the Pfizer. Pfizer or Moderna, either one of those. I think 90% is a lot better than 60%, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. And, all right. Just going to check on something here. And we'll go. But it is interesting watching the small volcano grow. It really, over the last, 28, 23 days, it's come a long way. I mean, that valley, like I said, it was capacity of 6.7 cubic meters of material, and it's full. So, that's all coming out of our good earth, making new land. Oh, in Italy, nobody wants the AstraZeneca. Yeah, and I don't think I blame them. I'm not a doctor, so, but as far as from what my understanding is, it's only about 62 or 63% effective, and because a bunch of countries have rejected it. So if you now want to travel to other countries abroad, and I think there's 17 countries now that don't want it, and if you're going to any one of those and they demand to see that you've been vaccinated against COVID and you've got the AstraZeneca, you're not getting in, that would be unfortunate. So, yeah, that's, Okay, just announced Pfizer is not a deterrent to the Brazilian variant. Be concerned. Like that changes anything. Yeah. And you know that virus is going to have so many different variants from wherever it goes, and it's going to keep mutating. That's what it does, right? So I don't know. Like I say, I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't get into making any assumptions. It's just what I hear. Um, you know, and I'm relying on the other people and the experts. Unfortunately, the experts are being filtered by the media, and sometimes you know get those words twisted. It's the old story of you know you tell somebody something, and by the time 30 other people have heard it and gets through, um, you know that little finger injury becomes into a person's death or something. And the reason I use that little funny statement is that's what happened to me. I had broken my baby finger when I was, I think it was 16. And anyway, they gave me one of those silly casts and whatever. And I was with a bunch of guys, and we went out and we were doing some partying and things like that. That's what you do when you're 16 years old. And anyway, so this girl was, you know, wanting to chit chat, and I was being friendly, and she's telling me, so, oh, did you hear about the guy that got killed? You know, it was horrible death, and his funeral is on Saturday. And I said, well, who is he? And then she said my name, and I looked at her and I just kind of giggled because. That is exactly that. It turned from a broken finger to, geez, I'm dead now. It's just amazing how words change. You know, people twist things around. Everybody loses a bit, adds a bit, and whatever their collective memories put together creates a really fascinating story in the end. So it's all fun. As far as virus mutation is concerned, what are you talking about here? Mateo, yeah, that is what the thing is. What we're talking about, the lava and the beautiful view of our Icelandic volcanic eruption here, and we'll get a little closer. Watch the boiling cauldron. This is where you bring all the bad people and have them have a look. Anyway, guys and girls, if you've just gotten here and or been sitting for a while and you haven't hit that like button yet, and you like what you're seeing, by all means, please do hit the like button. Also, if you want to see more of the content, you know, you can hit that subscribe button if it's still red and turn it gray. And apparently there's a bell thing. You can turn that on too to be notified when the next stream's up. I will be streaming again tomorrow, probably 5 p.m. or 5:30, depending on work. I am on call, so I will have to take that with a grain of salt. It may be later, it may not happen at all, depending on emergencies, but the intent is there to be there at 5 p.m. or just shortly thereafter to get started. So that's what we're looking for. And I've been streaming here today for 2 hours 18 minutes. I wanted to go to about the 3-hour mark so we can watch the volcano light up a little bit more. And thanks, Trev Lyon, appreciate that. Like a witch's cauldron, Jody. Yes, with the extra fire for the the pot up top for the secret sauce, right? I just don't want to see that witch that's standing there stirring that thing. I think she might be a little bit bigger than what we can handle. But okay. Give me a couple of seconds here. I'm going to just take a quick vocal break. I'll be right back. Okay, turn the microphone back on here, and yes, Danny, it looks like you had the question about just wondering the big valley or big lava deposit underneath the region and expecting more cracks. Okay, this magma is coming up from deep down through the mantle from 15 to 20 kilometers down. So it, it's kind of unpredictable. Anyway, I've put the what they're calling the danger map onto the screen, and it's going kind of northeast, southwest-ish, kind of on a slight angle. And if you're looking, you see the larger purple area at the bottom end of it, and the two red dots in there. That's basically our two vents out of the original volcano, or Bob as they call them. Then when you go further up, the next one in line is Sif, which was flowing basically back into the original valley as well. But that whole area along the top, going through, well, actually, I'll keep going. So you had Sif, and then the Ulf, as they're calling the next little guy there, the one that's most active right now, and we'll show you that in the other shot right away. And then at the end, or northeast end, really, is where you have Flow. Now, Flow was the one that's built up the biggest, and that was the when the fissure first opened up. That was the area that built up the most. So this fissure actually was fairly lengthy when it did open up, and I think where Ulf is all the way over past Flow is where the original steam and smoke was coming out of the ground, and of course. Where Flow is sitting now, that's where it's built up a fair a crater. So if we go back to the live shot here, and it shows you from left to right, of course, Bob over on the left, our smoking triangle there is Sif. The next one is Ulf, and the far one is Flow on the right hand side. Kind of looks like a distorted version of Texas. Okay, yeah, if you want to look at it that way, it could be, but that's kind of what we're looking at. So hopefully that gives people a pretty good idea. Hey, welcome Status Quo. Good afternoon. Nice to see you. What's Doctor cooking up today? Oh yeah, just some more lava. Fresh for sale. Bucket. Just bring your bucket. $1 for a bucket of lava. But you have to haul it away while it's still fresh. Oh, I'm kidding. It's $2. No, never mind. Oh, okay. Back to where we were. There we go. This is more what we got. I guess at least we're hoping it better. And yeah, it's. Oh my God! It just I refreshed my screen, and it's putting commercials for food on there. Steaks of all things. Oh geez. Okay. They must have heard us. It's those Google people. They're listening to us. Okay. The bit rate was down, guys, so it should clear up as far as the buffering should go away. We're back up to normal as far as where we're supposed to be. So. Okay. What I did is I refreshed my screen, and that seemed to fix it real quick. I am watching both the output screen as well as the studio screen. So, but I did lose a whole bunch of people watching, so that buffering does that. You know, it's people don't like it when it's buffering. I don't like it when it's buffering. So I'm glad we're back. Yeah. Okay, steaks. Yes, steaks. Everybody's wanting steaks. I like steaks. Steaks are wonderful. Good to eat. Now, I know there's some people out there that are vegetarian. Hey, I'm not going to knock it. There was a study, a paper I read from UCLA about eating grains and fruit. Uh, and that would be enough to support the human body and give you a clean lifestyle. So um, I'm not going to argue with those people. They did more studying on it than I did. And let's see, and my bit rate is starting to drop again, guys. I'm sorry, and it's dwindling at a lower rate, but it is coming back up. So, um, Danny, okay, thanks here. Yes, buffering is the lieutenant of Michael Cornell. Was testifying, said everybody needs a buff. Okay. All right. Well, we won't get into that. I'll leave it alone. Just watching the bit rate, though, it is back up to where it should be, so we should be okay. I was going to throw up the video from earlier, so we have a comparison to our day one. Where did I put that now? Let me get to it, and then we'll play that one again for you, just so you have a comparison and get the idea. Okay. Where did I put it? I'll find it. I'll find it. I thought I'd give it a fancy name that I would never forget, though. So obviously it's eluded me already. Okay, I have it. So just to have a little bit of a comparison, and although this is a daytime shot, so I'm going to push that live so you guys can have a little bit of a comparison. Now, mind you, we're at a little different zoom rate with the camera right now, so this has substantially grown, and if I can illustrate a little bit here just to kind of give you an idea about what the cone size is and stuff like that, and the lava level, maybe a little higher here, and coming off the other side, something like that, and then on the front right corner there, it's pretty much up to the edge, you know. So that was the and this whole area is now filled in with lava, right? So it gives you guys a little bit more of an idea or general understanding of how much lava is sitting there, and we'll go back to the main screen and gives you a pretty good idea anyway. Danny, the composition of that lava is just over 80% silica, and they're saying between 12 and 15% iron ore of some sort, and then the rest is variants of other minerals and elements of sorts. So they were saying not very much gold or other items, nothing really super weird in there. because this is coming up from way down low, between 15-20 kilometers down. So it's basically a clean burning volcano. That's why we don't see a lot of big plumy clouds with trash in it. It's I guess we call it an eco volcano, for lack of better words. Mother Nature is singing, come on baby, light my fire. Yeah, something like that, Jody, something like that. But it does give you a better idea when you're watching this thing grow, and to me, that's actually the enjoyable part. Having been able to see it from day one to now, really, to me is just excellent, in the sense of, we're really seeing it grow, and as well as these the three guys on the fissures here, seeing what's happened to flow. Basically, it's blocked itself in on both sides now. Probably still a lava tube off the left side of flow, but it does look like it's rather than flowing outward in that fissure, it's now created its own cone and is going to continue to build up. Same with Wolf in the middle there, and that basically is all one continuous fissure. It's just that these areas are the ones that are building up some mass, and they have the larger flow areas, and of course that allows them to start building up cones, right? And our pointy triangular one, you see a little bit of a glow near the top of it, and that vent basically in there is got to be almost right in the middle of that thing for it to have formed like that. So it's pretty cool. Let's see, just reading in the chat here. Okay. Hey, Tony Sachs, welcome back. Who else did I miss here? Barry is there, welcome. I don't know if I said that earlier. Cindy A, welcome as well. Okay, could climate change have a role? Must affect the pressure in the Earth crust. And this is something that a lot of people don't put too much thought into. But if let's use what does 1 foot of water, if you put 1 cubic foot of water in there, how many gallons is that, right? So even if that is 1 gallon, or let's call it 10 pounds, a lot of amount of millions of tons of more water on the tectonic plates is there, and it's basically pushing the ocean floors down a little bit more. Obviously it has to. I mean, gravity is pulling the water, so this is what it is. So I can help the pressure. See you later. Okay. Yeah, I see it's buffering again. It's and I do apologize for that, Barry. It's unfortunately kind of beyond my control. I'll it's coming back up now again, and I may shut it down shortly here, because if it keeps doing that, that's telling me somebody is doing something here with the lines, and it's causing problems. And I really don't. I'm no different than any of you. I don't like having the thing buffer on me and see that. So it's unfortunate that happens, and I do apologize. It's I do pay for a fairly high internet speed here, both upload and download, and I'm going to have a little chat with my supplier, I think. So that's kind of what it is. So my apologies, Barry, and to anyone who's watching. I really don't want it to be buffering, and I want a clean stream. So I mean, right now it's seems to be right bit rates and everything. So hopefully it'll stay there for a few more minutes. Okay, and still looking to get over the that 100 likes on there, though. I mean, I still would appreciate if you could hit the like button if you do like the stream. That would help out. And also, if you wanted more content, by all means. And yes, I'm working on making my bitrate problem stop. So I am looking into that. Because I do want to provide you guys with a decent stream, right? Something that's not going to bounce around on you. And what I will do at this point, though, is I will put in my 10-minute warning here. I do have a few things that I do still want to go do, and it's been great doing this today. If things were better, I'd be staying on a little longer, but I don't want the stream going up and down as much. We can see, just throwing the other views back on there, we can see Bob on the left hand side there on our shaky cam, and that lava field, which is really more prominent now that it's getting a little bit darker. And then our next guy over from the left to the right, our pointy volcano, that's Sif. And then we see a little bit more lava flowing in between Sif and the next object, which is Ulf. And you can also see a little bit of flow coming out of Ulf down in the other valley side here on this side, the camera side. So we may see some more flow later on this evening coming down there. And of course in the far right is flow, and flow seems to be quite active. So thank you, Jolie. I do appreciate that. And try to give everybody, you know, as best of an idea of what's going on and work with things. Doesn't always work out the best, but I try. So here's kind of a split view now that it's a little bit darker. It looks a little better, and we can see some more ejection action from the four primary cones here. I guess we can call them that now. So looks pretty good. Yes, the bunny cam is on as well. And just so you know, Kim, whether I have that other stream running or not, it doesn't make any difference. And I've tried turning it on and off just to see if there's a variance in the bitrate. And they both go down and they both come up, and they're at the same rate. So even if I have the one shut down, it still goes up and down the same rate. So that's not what it is. Although I will agree, if I was only running the one at the time, and I was thinking shutting the other one down to try to see if we get a little bit more bit rate for this one while I'm doing it. That was kind of a thought that I had already. So, and it's been tried, and it doesn't really make any difference, unfortunately. Okay. Hopefully that answered those questions. And no, there's no bunnies there right now. They're all still hiding somewhere since we got that 6 inches of snow last night. That was just not really needed. I mean, it's spring. So yes, we did get 6 inches of snow, or about 10 to 12 centimeters of snow yesterday, which really wasn't wanted. I mean, all the snow was already gone, and now this stuff showed up again. So didn't make us too happy. Yes, thanks, Trevor, or Trev. Yeah, the bit rate is back up and it is holding steady, so we're good for right now. Maybe go a few more minutes and we'll see. And let's see what we can come up with. Looking at our Fissure cam here again, basically from right to left. So we have Flo, Ulf in the middle, and our little triangular Sif over on the left-hand side. And off-screen, further to the left, is where Bob is located. No, the image source doesn't seem to be the issue. Although I've had the image source was going up and down a bit as well, so there is a little bit of a variance in there, but it seemed to be a little bit more stable. So I think it's on my end here, and it's funny that it does it. The problem went away for a while, and probably 5 or 6 months everything was good. Then all of a sudden it started happening again, and I had called in and they had checked stuff out and they said everything was fine, and then all of a sudden it got better again. Of course they tell you everything is fine because they don't want to have to go do anything right off the bat, right? So it kind of gets a little frustrating, and unfortunately they don't offer fast enough internet speed with some of the other services that are around here, like TELUS. Okay, whose cams? These are ruv.is, and I think also Daily has one of them. I'm not 100% sure who actually owns which one now because they moved them around, but they are the public streams that are running out from them. Okay, what else we got? Cindy, Pack Rats, 8 tracks, cassettes, LPs. Okay. 8 tracks, cassettes. Yeah, I have a few 8 tracks. YouTube need update. Oh yeah, Kim, they're continuously updating. It's interesting what they come out with. What else we got? Support your troops and athletes. Keep safe over here. My cousin works in law enforcement in the region, so very concerned about my family there. I swear all that happens must be climate change. Well, climate change, I don't know if I'd blame everything on climate change. You do understand we are on a planet where the climate does change, and we have large cycles. We have the Milankovitch cycles. We have as the tilt of the earth changes over the thousands of years, those cycles, Earth will end up being back in an ice age in a bunch more years, and millions of years, no, not millions, actually thousands of years, right? Probably 30, 40,000 years from now, we'll start going back into an ice age. From what I understand, we're actually supposed to be moving into a full interglacial period. In other words, most of our glaciers will melt off, and probably not have too much ice in the North Pole area, as it is now already. In the summer times, a lot of that ice actually melts up there. So, and of course, down in the South Pole has had some degradation, as well as Greenland. So we're definitely getting into a warmer cycle, Earth's warmer cycle. And again, you know, depending on how much greenhouse gas is created, all this stuff all plays a role in it, right? Yeah, you did get nostalgic. 78 of Big Band. Oh, you got 78s yet? Oh my God, that's interesting. Yeah, when I first came to Canada, I didn't know that 78s existed, and you know, as a young kid. And when I first came to Canada, we ended up we were in a thrift store, or what was it? Salvation Army store, and they had a bunch of things there, and I got a record player and some different little records, and you know, as a 9-year-old kid, it was really interesting to buy this stuff with my own money, and it was fairly cheap, inexpensive, and lots of fun. And bought some 78s as well as 45s and 33s, and took some of the 45s, and we were playing them at 78, making it sound like Mickey Mouse and that kind of thing. So it was lots of fun, you know, back in the day. That's a long time ago, though. Okay, looking back at our volcano, it's doing well, and I'll flip through the screens here again, and looks like we're still getting a little bit more rain coming again, but starting to light up in this nice shot here. I like that. The glowing embers, very nice looking. Okay, Danny, you have yourself a good night as well, and sleep well, and have a great day tomorrow, full of smiles and kind people. And on those friendly notes, I think what I'm going to do is get ready to wrap up here myself. And I thank everyone for stopping in today and enjoying the stream. I do have other things to attend, so I do want to do that. I still have to take care of my bunnies, of course, and we will be back tomorrow, probably about 5 to 5:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. I am located here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, about 6 hours difference to Iceland. So 5 p.m. here will be 1 a.m. there, which kind of throws it for a bit, but that's all right, and we'll make that happen. So I will say a very good evening to everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you, mods. I appreciate the help. And everybody have a great night. Oh, hey, my screen already disappeared. I didn't kill that yet. Ha! Okay, we'll put this one on. Somebody killed my feed too early, and it wasn't me. Oh, but that's all right. We'll fix that up on the other feed here, if it comes back. Oh, no, it disappeared. Oh, it's back. All right. Anyway, we'll leave it at that one. You take care, guys and girls, and we'll see everyone tomorrow night. Thank you again for coming. Good night.